Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the new moon in Gemini readings for the different elements. And for this particular video, we'll be looking at the key messages for the water signs, okay? So we'll be looking at this in regards to the elements, as I said, not for individual signs themselves. So this will apply for the signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, all right? There may be some key messages that comes through for each sign. However, I will be looking at this for the elements, okay, as discussed. So just to let you know, I'll be using the Isis Oracle deck to get the key message here for this time that will help with this transitional shift. Next, I'll be pulling some key messages from the tarot, the Rider-Waite tarot. And then I'll be providing further clarification with my new tarot deck, which is the Egyptian tarot. So I'll just bring this forward so you can see it properly. Hopefully you can see that. So I'm really excited to use that. I will have to refer to the booklet because the messages are slightly different with these cards, okay? So I will be taking a look from the booklet for those particular cards also, all right? So let's get into it. Just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's been tuning in and watching my videos so far. To everyone who's been liking, commenting, and subscribing. It means the world to me. If you haven't done so already, you can subscribe to the channel. It'd be great to have you a part of our online community here. And if you're not familiar with my readings, I generally pull the card out first and then I'll discuss how it applies. And then I'll move on to the next set of cards and then discuss it and then move on to the clarifications, all right? So just so you get an idea of the layout. Okay, so straight off the bat, using the Isis Oracle, you got the brother in darkness, overcoming negative energy with feminine power, right? So I'll bring that here so you can see it. Hopefully the reflection's not too bad so you can see the energy of the card. Right, so very, very powerful, okay? So as a lot of you know, we have several planets in retrograde right now, and Venus being one of them, okay? So this is like the perfect card to come out in regards to that Venus energy being in retrograde, okay? Because what's happening is with this huge shift that's currently taking place, a lot of things from the shadow is being dragged up, resurfaced, and brought into the light, into awareness, okay, so that it can be purged and dealt with. So this is exactly what this card is talking about. It's about overcoming those obstacles, overcoming the challenges that arise with, powerful transitions, with things that were once hidden being brought into truth and awareness, okay? So the deceit falling away and truth prevailing, okay? Being able to overcome whatever situations arise as a result of the truth coming to the forefront, as a result of the shadow elements being brought to the surface in order to be healed, in order to be purged, or in order to be transformed, right? So that's what this is talking about. So I'll read you a small excerpt from the booklet itself just to give you some more information. Okay. Okay, so the brother in darkness. I'll hold the card actually so you can see also while I'm reading this. Okay. Where negative energy is present, it is a sign that we are ready to move more deeply into our feminine divine power. The brother in darkness indicates that there is negative energy either within you or outside of you, but directed towards you, that is providing you with a spiritual test, beloved initiate. You shall overcome this energy with grace and triumph. Stay in your heart. There is no need to be afraid, okay? That's really powerful. So that's like what I was saying, okay? That these things are being brought to the surface for a reason, okay? Because you are, like I said, transforming, okay? Everyone is going through a massive shift at this time, as well as the planetary alignment shifting around, as well as, the changes in frequency here on Earth. We are also changing in frequency. Timelines have shifted, right? So we're all going through this huge transformation. And right now, this energy is very prominent for you, in particular water signs, because you are very much at the forefront when it comes to doing the shadow work, right? Your energy is literally designed in order to help with this transition, okay? Water signs are particularly psychic and powerful, especially when it comes to dealing with the darker forces and our shadow selves, and purging, right? And transforming and being brought into the light, okay? Ascendance, transcendence, right? It's that energy. So it's telling you that, yes, this is a part of the transition, right? This is part of the course that we're on. But there's nothing to fear, okay? That you're being supported, that you have what it takes to overcome, and that you'll do this with grace and triumph, as it says, okay? You'll do this with ease because you are well versed in doing this work, right? So there's nothing to fear. I love that. So I'm going to put this card here actually so you can see it more prominently, okay? So very powerful. I love that. Okay. Just want to do it a little bit so you can see it better. That's it. All right. So now we're going to look at the tarot, okay, the Rider-Waite deck. I've already pre-shuffled, but I'm going to do one more shuffle on camera for you, all right? And we'll go in. So let's see. Oh, gosh. Cards are already flying out of me. Okay. So let's have a look for you. Water signs. Okay. Interesting. All right. So just pop this here, don't mind me. All right. So we'll start with the first card. So the first, and I dropped it. Awesome. Anyway, you got to bear with me. This is a slightly new setup, as you'll see. So I'm just kind of getting used to it a little bit. So the first card you got is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, okay? So this is it. This is talking about karmic situations, negative forces, right? Things that were once very detrimental, things that are of the devil energy, with this figure here being clearly depicted, right? You see how he's falling away though, right? This is it. Whatever was sitting on the top of a situation, whatever was the reigning energy where things became quite toxic, stagnant, there was a lot of fear, a lot of upset, a lot of ego in play. Any situations like that are falling away, okay? They're being purged. If you haven't seen my light work reading, I definitely recommend checking that out because it discusses this heavily, right? And the actual cycle that we're in and where it is that we're heading as, you know, a collective, right? So I do recommend checking that out, and I will tag this in the description also, right? So you can just click there. But either way, I feel like what it's communicating here is that in order to get to this, right, in order to see the abundance, the positivity, you know, all the ascendant energies that are coming through, the shadow has to be addressed first. The shadow elements that are part of the previous cycle, right, need to be addressed. And that means things that are still not known need to be brought to the surface. So think of this in regards to like the moon cards energy, right? Where things are still elusive, hidden, secretive. You know, there's a lot of like things being kept under wraps, okay? This is talking about all of that being brought to the surface. Everything being purged, everything being realized and understood. And then being addressed accordingly so that we can move forward in a positive direction with a new new clarity, new awareness, new insight, right? Sorry, I'm getting very tongue-tied today. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I think it's just all the retrograde energy is really playing on my brain. Gosh, okay. I will try my best to speak properly, I promise. So the next card you got is the Magician, okay? So again, this is very powerful again. With all three cards are major arcana, and I'm not surprised because this is a huge moment for us, okay? It's a huge moment. And this is what is being reminded. This is in the middle of the reading. It's expressing that you have the ability to manifest, right? Significant change, right? That you hold the keys. You have the tools, you have the insight, you have the experience, you have the awareness, right? And anything that you feel you're missing, anything that you feel like hasn't been communicated yet, or you feel like there's some piece of information, vital information, that is needed before you can create this change, right? Is coming into your awareness now, okay? Now is the time where all of these things are going to be brought to the surface, so that there's nothing hidden, in the shadow, right? And then once that occurs, then you'll be able to really manifest these changes, right? Because you are co-creating, you are collaborating in this shift, whether you are doing it consciously or unconsciously, whether you're aware or not, okay? That's what's happening. So you are playing a significant role in this, okay? So it's important, especially you water signs, that you do this inner work, okay? Because you need to be there at the forefront leading the way, all right? So in regards to the final card then, you have Judgment. So this is literally talking about coming out, right? Things coming out from dark places into the light. You see how they're popping out of the box, right? So it's like coming out of being in the dark and not being able to see, not being able to move, speak, hear, right? Not being able to take action, and finally being freed, okay? Finally coming out of this space of entrapment, of slavery, of feeling like you are stuck, feeling like you cannot move forward, that things are not changing, that things have become toxic, right? That there's no real sense of freedom. That's shifting, okay? You see how the angel is blowing the trumpet here, It's like those who can hear the call will see that now's the time. Now's the time to co-create the reality that they've been looking for, right? That they've been waiting for. Now's the time. The call is coming, right? Very, very soon. And again, that's why I say it's not surprising that these energies come up now, because this was so clear when I did the light work reading, right? That we are getting closer and closer to this moment in time where the collective can find this meeting point, right? Where we'll all come together. And in that brief moment, that's when we can spark a new vision and bring it into being, right? It takes more than one person. There's not any one person that this task falls on, that falls upon, right? That it requires the energy of many, the participation of many, right? So that's why it's so important that you're aware of what it is that you're manifesting, consciously and unconsciously, being aware of your energies, being aware of what you invest your time and energy into, because you are playing a significant role in this shift, right? So yeah, it's all pretty much just indicating the same message here, which is pretty awesome. It's very, very abundantly clear to me that, as a water sign, somebody who's very tapped into their spirituality, that is also navigating their own shadow at this time, right? That it's important that you do this inner work. Because once you get into that place of balance and inner peace, then you will be able to lead the path, okay? Lead the way, show others, right? That it can be done. You'll be a living example. So that's why it's so important, right? That you do that work, because not only is it going to have great benefits for yourself, it's going to benefit others. You're going to encourage others. You're going to inspire others to do the same. And then that's where we see serious changes, right? So now I'm going to go into the Egyptian Tarot. I know I've probably repeated myself several times over there, but it was so clear, the message, even if I didn't quite express it in the way that I wish to. It's just the message is very direct, very clear. That essentially things are changing, the wheel is turning. However, you have to be aware that these these darker forces that are coming into play, the shadow energies that are being brought to the surface, is for a reason. It's for you to overcome, right, those challenges. It's for you to address the things that have been hidden for so long directly, to confront your own shadow, right? And any of the forces that are being that are headed your way at this time. And that's not to scare you, that's just to show you that you have that much power, right? That you have the ability to overcome. You are well versed in this, right? Whether you realize it or not, you've already overcome a great many set of challenges, right? So it's nothing that's without, not within your reach, okay? Not something, it's not an issue or a situation or even an energy that you can't affect, all right, is what I'm saying. It's something that you can, it's very much within your reach, okay, to deal with head on. So clarifying the Wheel of Fortune here, in reverse, that is, you have the Seven of Pentacles, and you have, I believe, wait, that's 9, right? So let me just check. I'm gonna make sure I get this right, because as I said, it's a new deck. So I have to make sure that I tell you the right card. So I'm not sure if it's exactly, yeah, okay, fine. So it is the Hermit, okay? So this here, sorry, I'll show you. Here we got the Hermit. So with this combination, just looking at it from the general tarot, and then I'll look at the key messages from the booklet itself, because there is slightly different adaptations to the meaning. But here, what this would tell me is that whatever you're confronting outside yourself, in order to really bring yourself into alignment, first begins within, right? That you're aware that that whatever you're dealing with and navigating through outside of yourself, whether it's dealing with other people, circumstances, okay, your environment itself, it all has to begin from within, okay? That's very much clearly expressed by the Hermit card, right? The Hermit very much speaks of inner work, inner guidance, right? Being able to see clearly. It's like the wise man card, right? Having that knowledge and going and seeking further knowledge and understanding in order to truly be able to illuminate your path so you can move forward out of the darkness, right? And Seven of Pentacles is all about inner work, investing in self, right? Knowing that it serves a purpose, right? In order to overcome these challenges, you have to invest your time and energy into yourself and overcoming the imbalance within, okay? So I'm also going to quickly refer to the booklet, see if there's anything else. Yeah, Seven of Pentacles also talks about recuperation, exchange, and gain, okay? So this can be material gain, this can be energetic gain, okay? Spiritual gain, so be aware of that. So now I'm going to look at the next cards, because the Hermit is very much the same in that deck, okay? So clarifying the Magician here, you have the Three of Chalices in reverse, okay? So water energy, this is your energy. And you also have the Two of Discs in reverse, okay? So from the General's Tarot standpoint, the Three of Chalices in reverse and the Two of Pentacles in reverse really talks about trying to first of all trying to overcome the imbalance between energies, right? Because that's clearly having an emotional effect on you, okay, at this time. So where you're going back and forward and where you're navigating between the ascendant energies that are coming through and the shadow energies that are being surfaced all at once, right? It's a difficult situation, because you're having to navigate and heal and process and come to understand, accept, You know, allow yourself to feel the emotions, but then you also have to release it because of this ascendant energy that's coming in and this transformation you're experiencing. Your frequency is changing and you're being uplifted. So you're having to go, it's like you're having to go down in order to go up. It kind of reminds me of, Dante's journey, right? If you've ever read the Divine Comedy, right? It's like that. It's like Dante comes to the realization that in order to get to heaven, right? In order to get out of hell, out of purgatory and reach heaven, he has to go deeper, right? He has to go further down into hell. That the only way up is down, right? So it's that kind of energy that you have to dig deeper. You have to be willing to go deeper, even if it's difficult, even if it's painful, right? Even if it means temporarily that you have to navigate through some difficult emotions, right? Because it's necessary. It's what's going to help you move out of this space of feeling limited and confined to realizing your true potential, realizing the power you truly have, right? So I'll also have a quick look in regards to the booklet, because as I said, it does offer some additional or slightly different meanings also. So yeah, I mean, this also talks of the need for healing, okay, relief, you know, the need for healing and relief with those three of chalices in reverse there. And then when it comes to the Two of Pentacles, it's also talking about the need for healing also, okay, and the process and how it's necessary to confront that first in order to get back on track, right? It's like the need for healing in order to gain, in order to achieve order, right? That's basically what it says, okay? So it's the fact that what's being alchemized, what's being addressed, what's being transformed is, where there's feelings of lack, inadequacy, not feeling powerful, feeling constricted, feeling overpowered, downtrodden, fearful, angry, any of those baser energies, okay, that are very much tied within the shadow. You have to confront them head on. So you have to go deep within your shadow, address them in order to release that energy, in order to purge it, right? Because in my light work reading, I know I keep banging on about it, but it's just exactly this message, right? It talks about literally going deep within and addressing it head on, and whatever does not serve the purpose where we're headed, purge it, release it for good, right? So that's what this is about. As much as you're co-creating new possibilities, your vision, right? You're also having to do this work first with the Hermit here. So you're going into Hermit mode first in order to address these things within your own shadow so that you can face any shadow elements that comes into play in your surroundings, right? In your energy field. And then you can be of the energy and of the mindset and have the clarity that is needed without anything muddling and confusing things in the background in order to co-create this new vision, right? This collective vision. Okay. So clarifying the Judgment card here. You have the the Six of Wands in reverse. And you also have the Ace of Wands in reverse here as well. So the Six of Wands in reverse and the Ace of Wands in reverse. For me, that talks of knowing that the goal is obtainable, right? That the outcome is obtainable. It can be a positive one, it can be a negative one, depending on, again, on where you invest your energy, where you place your focus, where you've invested the most time in. Have you invested your time into confronting the darkness, or have you invested time in doing everything you can to run away from it? That's the key question here, because whatever you do is going to affect the outcome, right? Judgment is all about talking about the outcome, right? The consequence. So that's it, So if you embrace the darkness, deal with it head on, you'll find by going deeper, you find your way out to freedom, okay? You find your way out towards the sun, towards this new vision, this new life, right? Being a part of the new paradigm. Whereas if you run from your shadow, you're going to find yourself even more encaged, feeling even more imprisoned, okay? So it's important to be aware of that. I'll also have a look at the booklet for any key messages, additional messages there. So yeah, it's like where you may be feeling like, you know, things have been stagnant. Maybe there's a reason for it, okay? Because the 6 in the upright would talk also of, sorry, I just had it and then I lost it for a second. Okay, yeah, the 6 in the upright, the sectors of Anubis, right? You can even see, oh, sorry, give me a sec. You can even see Anubis's head here, right? I'll try and show you. I don't know if it's so clear, but you can kind of see it there. You've got Anubis's head, right? So this even talks of being the card that is the scepters of Anubi, right? And it talks of fleetingness of terrestrial conquests, all right? So overcoming earthly challenges, right? And how quickly that occurs. So that's exactly what I'm talking about, right? How that goes depends on you. If you're not addressing it head on, then you're going to see the consequence of that, right? That's exactly what I was just communicating. If you don't address it head on, you're going to see the consequences of that manifest in your reality, because the manifestations are coming regardless. So it's better that we do the inner work and we are a part of that process, right? So that we can assist and guide it in a positive way, you know, without ego, without fear, but coming from a balanced perspective, right? Because it's happening either way. So we can either choose to be a part of that and help guide it in a more positive way, or we can allow forces and certain individuals to move it in a more negative way, right? So with the Ace of Wands here, it also talks of the scepter of Horus, right? So that's why you've got literally the symbol of Horus here, the bird, okay? The falcon. And this talks of the beginning of an undertaking, initiative, and creativity, right? The beginning of an the beginning of an undertaking, right? So this is an action. This is a significant action. This is the start of something being initiated, right? So with it being in reverse, it's like it literally is a matter of choice at this point. You can either co-create or you can allow it to be formed for you, right? And then have no say in the matter. So it all depends on you, as I was saying. So it's interesting how that message just resounds so clearly throughout the message. Even though I'm getting tongue-tied all over the place, and I do apologize for that. But yeah, the key message here is just so clear. You know, I can't express it any more than that, really, because it's just repeating itself over and over. That do the inner work, understand your true potential, then you'll be able to overcome any challenges that come your way. And then once you do that, you'll be able to be a part of this new vision to manifest significant changes in your reality, right? But you can only do that once you've faced yourself in the dark mirror, okay? That's the key takeaway from this. So I hope this reading helped you. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And yeah, I'll be starting the June monthly tarot readings, I believe, from possibly tomorrow, if not Saturday, sometime, possibly Sunday. I'll have to let you know, but it will be over the next few days for sure. So do keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I wish you all the best of luck in this process, water signs. As I said, you're well equipped, you're on your way, just move forward and don't be afraid, okay? Because you've got this and you have support, okay? So sending you lots of love and protection. All the best. Bye.